a dozen of these things in the world. It's pretty rare. That's the holy grail of Hot Wheels, isn't it?
It sure is. It's in mint condition.
For almost $19 million.
Something strange is happening in Rick Harrison's life. And it's not what you saw on TV. From whispered scandals to sudden changes in his iconic show, fans are asking, where's Rick now? The truth might surprise you. Watch till the end and subscribe for more jaw-dropping updates. Something feels different when you think about Rick Harrison these days. For years, viewers could count on seeing him front and center at the Gold and Silver Shop, cracking sharp deals and sharing history lessons. But recently, fans noticed something unusual. His public appearances slowed down, social posts became less frequent, and there was a quietness around the show that nobody expected. It wasn't just the usual break between seasons. Something bigger seemed to be happening. And the mystery only deepened when insiders hinted that Rick was focusing on new priorities without saying what they were.
You really need platinum, sapphire, and diamond reading glasses at night?
What could make someone so devoted to his work suddenly change pace? Hold on to that question, because it sets the stage for everything else that follows. To understand what's happening now, it helps to look at the pace Rick has kept for years. Since Pawn Stars premiered in 2009, he has been at the center of a global hit. The show didn't just succeed, it exploded. At its peak, it became the History Channel's top-rated series and one of the most-watched reality shows anywhere. Imagine the workload that comes with that kind of success. Filming multiple seasons back-to-back, managing a busy shop filled with rare finds and complicated negotiations, running side projects like a best-selling book, and new business ideas. For over a decade, Rick kept that schedule going without slowing down. But even the most driven personalities eventually faced turning points. Behind the scenes, small changes were already taking shape. Family members exploring different goals, shifting partnerships.
We've got a saying around the pawn shop, there's no such thing as a bad Rocky movie. That is, if you don't count Rocky V.
And a network making fresh programming choices. It wasn't a single event that started it all, but a mix of pressures building over time. And then early 2025 brought the biggest surprise of all. That surprise came in February 2025, when news surfaced that the History Channel had not yet renewed Pawn Stars for another season. After 22 seasons and spin-offs like American Restoration and Counting Cars, the show suddenly entered what Rick described as an indefinite pause. Fans were stunned. This wasn't just another short break between seasons. It meant that, for now, the cameras were off and no filming was scheduled. Rick chose his words carefully. He didn't call it a cancellation. He spoke instead about evolving the concept, something he even nicknamed Pawn Stars 2.0. It was his way of signaling that the story wasn't over. Still, questions lingered. Why would a network step back from one of its biggest success stories?
And you're selling all this and giving money to charity?
Yeah, we'll go to my foundation.
Ratings alone couldn't explain it. There might have been business considerations, shifting audiences, or even creative differences. Rick didn't reveal every detail, keeping fans curious about what might be brewing behind closed doors. And as the network hit pause, major changes started happening within Rick's own team. One of the most surprising changes came from within the Harrison family itself. Corey, Rick's oldest son and a key figure on the show since the beginning, decided it was time for a completely different chapter. Instead of staying in Las Vegas and waiting for filming to restart, Corey chose to relocate to Tulum, Mexico. He wasn't heading there for more television work. Instead, he wanted a long break and a fresh environment. "I've earned a long vacation," Corey explained in interviews, and he meant it. In Tulum, he began working on a new project far removed from the pawn business, a barbecue restaurant called Big Hoss's Smoking Joint. Rather than a high-stakes shop, it's all about food, hospitality, and enjoying a slower pace of life.
The deal wasn't right.
I didn't tell you to buy it because it was worth it or not. I told you to buy it for me.
There was no money to be made on the bike.
For Rick, seeing a family member chart a completely new path was significant. It wasn't conflict or failure, it was growth. Corey simply felt ready to live differently, to focus on something he could build from the ground up. And yet, his decision naturally left fans wondering, what does Pawn Stars look like without one of its most familiar faces? Could the show feel the same if it returned? These questions still hang in the air. Even as Corey stepped back, Rick wasn't alone in keeping the Pawn Stars spirit alive. Alongside longtime co-star Austin Chumlee Russell, he launched a brand new project, Pawn After Dark, a podcast that gives fans more of the stories and humor they love, without needing TV cameras. This move is classic Rick, turning a challenge into an opportunity. The podcast isn't bound to a network contract. It's a space where Rick and Chumlee can share behind-the-scenes memories, discuss rare items, and interact with fans on their own schedule. It's also a reminder of how creative partnerships endure. While some cast members moved on to other ventures, Rick and Chumlee found a way to keep the energy alive. But even with the podcast keeping the fan community buzzing, bigger personal changes were still unfolding in Rick's life. Through all these shifts, Rick has remained deeply connected to the Gold and Silver Shop in Las Vegas. It's more than just a set for a TV show. It's a real business with a long history that started back in 1989. Visitors still walk in every day hoping to trade unique collectibles and hear a story from Rick himself. And he still brings the same sharp eye for detail that first drew viewers to the show. Think about what that means. After more than a decade in the public eye, and with major changes happening all around him, Rick continues to focus on what he loves, discovering rare pieces of history and sharing them with people who appreciate their value. This steadiness is part of what keeps fans loyal. While television schedules and family plans shift, the heart of Rick's work, the art of the deal, remains strong.
You done?
It's incredible. However, I saved the best for last.
What kind of holy grail do you have?
And while he's holding the shop steady, his personal life has opened a joyful new chapter. While Rick's career faced twists and turns, something equally powerful was quietly unfolding in his personal life. Something that shows success isn't only about business. Early in 2024, Rick met Angie Palashkin, and what began as a simple connection quickly grew into something meaningful. Friends noticed how much lighter and happier he seemed. This wasn't just about having company, it was about rediscovering balance after years of nonstop work and constant filming schedules. Rick has often been described as someone who thrives on activity, long days at the shop, late-night deals, and endless planning for Pawn Stars. Yet with Angie, people saw another side of him. Instead of rushing from one negotiation to the next, he started sharing photos of quiet walks, road trips, and evenings spent exploring new restaurants. One of their most memorable adventures was a trip to Chile's Casablanca Valley. Famous for its rolling vineyards and breathtaking landscapes, it offered the perfect setting for a big moment. On that trip, Rick decided it was time to take the next step. In a beautiful, private moment among the vineyards, he proposed to Angie with a 6.5-carat pear-shaped ring, a sparkling piece from his very own shop. The proposal became a heartwarming story for fans around the world. It wasn't just that Rick was engaged, it was how clearly happy he looked. After years of intense schedules and headline-making challenges, he appeared completely at ease. Their relationship also highlights something many people relate to: the courage to begin again. Rick had been married before, and each chapter of his personal life had its ups and downs. But instead of seeing past relationships as setbacks, he chose to believe in love again. That optimism is part of what makes his story inspiring. Friends and colleagues have described Angie as warm, supportive, and adventurous, someone who shares Rick's love for travel and discovery.
I have no idea what this is worth, but I know it's not going to be cheap.
They've explored new destinations together, enjoying places far beyond Las Vegas. Whether strolling through historic streets in South America or enjoying quiet evenings closer to home, the couple shows that joy doesn't have to be complicated. And there's another reason this chapter matters. It may influence how Rick approaches the future of Pawn Stars. With Angie by his side, he's not only thinking about business expansion or TV ratings, he's also focused on creating a life that leaves space for connection, travel, and shared experiences. That shift in priorities could shape everything from how much time he spends at the shop to the kind of creative projects he takes on next. For longtime fans, seeing Rick in this light is refreshing. They've watched him negotiate with tough sellers, restore rare finds, and keep a world-famous shop running. Now they see a man who values quiet moments as much as big deals. It's proof that even someone known for hard work can embrace balance and happiness. Rick's engagement to Angie isn't just a romantic milestone, it's a sign of personal growth. It shows that no matter how busy life gets, it's never too late to find something, or someone, that brings true contentment, and in a way, that may be one of the most valuable finds of his entire career. When you step back and look at everything Rick has experienced recently, a bigger story emerges, one that goes beyond television ratings or business numbers. First, there's the way he's handling the pause in Pawn Stars. Instead of treating it as an ending, Rick sees it as an opportunity. He's experimenting with fresh ideas like the Pawn After Dark podcast, which keeps fans engaged while allowing him to try formats that don't depend on a network schedule. This is classic Rick, turning challenges into chances to grow. Then there's the family dimension. Corey's move to Tulum might have looked like a sudden break, but it's also a powerful reminder that every family member has their own dreams. By supporting Corey's choice to create a barbecue business and explore a slower lifestyle, Rick demonstrates something essential: respect for independence. It takes confidence and love to let those closest to you choose a different path.
You know, I got global entry because I travel, and I come in the country.
And Rick has shown both. Next, think about the gold and silver shop itself. Many TV-based businesses fade when cameras stop rolling, but Rick's store remains a landmark. Collectors and travelers still visit every day, eager to see the place where so many memorable deals happened. This ongoing success proves that the shop was never just a backdrop for TV. It's a thriving business built on expertise and trust. Rick's ability to keep that shop strong while exploring new ventures is impressive. It shows that he values stability and tradition, even as he experiments with modern platforms like podcasting and digital media. Beyond business and family, Rick's story also carries a personal growth message. He has moved from a life dominated by long filming schedules to one where he makes time for love, travel, and creative freedom. By proposing to Angie and embracing a more balanced lifestyle, he's sending a quiet but powerful message. Achievement isn't only about constant hustle. It's also about joy, connection, and knowing when to create space for what matters most. For viewers, these choices spark reflection. How often do we think of change as something to fear? Rick's journey shows that change can be a chance to reinvent yourself. A pause can be the moment you need to discover what's next. This is especially striking because Rick built his reputation on consistency and reliability. For years, fans knew exactly what to expect when they tuned into Pawn Stars: sharp deals, rich history, and Rick's signature calm problem-solving. To see someone so steady, embrace big life shifts, proves that reinvention doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It means bringing your core strengths, focus, creativity, and curiosity into a new chapter. And what might that new chapter look like? Perhaps Pawn Stars 2.0 will surprise everyone with a refreshed format. Maybe the podcast will grow into a full digital network of shows. Or maybe Rick will create something completely different, blending history, collecting, and storytelling in ways we haven't imagined. Whatever the path, one thing is certain: Rick isn't standing still. He's using every experience, business highs, family changes, personal milestones, as fuel for the future. That's the deeper takeaway for all of us. Success isn't only measured by the number of seasons a show airs or the size of a business. True success is the ability to adapt, to learn, and to find joy in every stage of life. Rick's willingness to evolve, while keeping the heart of his work and values intact, is what makes his journey so inspiring. It invites every viewer to ask, where can I create space for growth? How can I turn a pause in my own life into a fresh start? By looking at Rick's story, we're reminded that change doesn't erase what came before. Instead, it can honor the past while making room for something even better. That's a lesson worth carrying far beyond the walls of any pawn shop. Rick Harrison's journey shows that change can be a spark for reinvention. What started as an unexpected pause in a beloved TV show became the opening for fresh ideas, deeper relationships, and new adventures. The big question now is, what comes next? Will Pawn Stars 2.0 bring a completely new format? Could the podcast grow into something bigger than the original show? Or will Rick surprise everyone with a different kind of project we haven't even imagined yet? Here's where you come in. What do you think the next chapter will look like for Rick and the Gold and Silver Shop? Will Corey's new business inspire a family reunion on screen, or will each member keep exploring their own path? Share your thoughts in the comments. We love reading your ideas and predictions. And if you enjoyed uncovering the hidden twists in Rick Harrison's story, stick around for our next video where we explore how other reality TV legends are rewriting their futures in unexpected ways. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to follow these incredible real-life stories as they unfold.